It feels incredible, man. I came in here with a chip on my shoulder. I'm a guy who works a full-time job, and I basically support myself not through running. So to come out here and race against a field of incredible talent that a lot of them are full-time runners feels great to come out in a fourth place position. I thought on a really good day I could be top 5, and I put myself in the hunt for the win, which is all I could really ask for. So felt really great, felt controlled when I took over, and I knew those guys were going to make a big move with probably 400 to go, and I just had to ride them to the finish, and that was what I did. So really pleased with it for sure. So I came into Drake as a 4:30 miler and a 9:24 2-miler. I finished 11th at the Minnesota State meet my senior year. So to come here 5 years later and walk away as the 4th best 10K runner in the U.S., it's an indescribable feeling for sure, and just that growth, I can't credit it to anybody other than my coaches. I worked with Dan Hossager all 4 years here, and I'm now training with Tom Schwartz, who has a group. It's myself, Tyler Mueller, who was at the front of the race early, Samuel Parsons, and Drew Hunter, and those guys surround me with such a positive attitude that I can't help but go out here with a smile on my face and give it all I have for myself and the people who've gotten me here. So super thankful, and yeah, incredible feeling. I'm from the Minneapolis area originally, so my parents were able to come down and watch me, so it was great to hear my dad at the 100 meter to go mark screaming his ass off for me. So that was great, and obviously for my 4 years here at Drake, I have guys who I still know on the team. I have people who've graduated with me that are in the stands. I have family friends and family friends' parents who are out here, so it really did feel like a home meet, which was all I needed. Like, I felt the crowd go nuts when I took over the lead, and that just courses through your veins and gives you that adrenaline boost to keep pushing a little harder. So felt incredible for a U.S. championship meet on my home track. I know with tactical races like this, it's usually going to get slow early, and I'm a guy who's more of a strength runner. Like, I don't have the legs to hang with those guys the last 400 meters yet. So I knew there was a very real possibility that I was going to need to take the race, and our group has this attitude of coming into a race and making it our own. We're not going to let people dictate how the race pans out for us. And so with a mile to go, I heard Sam yell, "This is your home track, do what you need to do." And hearing that teammate who I've worked day in and day out with giving me that extra boost was all I needed to have that confidence for sure. So Shaddy, the guy who I believe ended up winning, it was a wire-to-wire finish between him and Lopez Lamong. But he threw in a huge surge in that lap before. When that gap opened up, they ran a 64, which was about 5 to 6 seconds under the pace we'd been running for the previous laps. So that really was a shock to the system for a lot of people. And the group I was with didn't immediately cover that move, and I knew that if I wanted to make the race I wanted to have, I needed to close that, and I knew not a whole lot of guys were going to give me a hand in doing that. So I just went to the lead and little by little tried to chisel that lead down, and once we reeled them in, I knew they weren't going to get away from me again, because I was at the front and attached and really mentally ready for whatever was going to happen. It really was like I could hear Drew and Sam, my teammates, yelling at me, and like I was telling the other reporters, like, we have this attitude as a team that when we show up to a race, we're not just going to sit off the back and let other people run our race for us. And I heard them yelling at me to go, and everything in my legs just felt right, and I knew the crowd would be behind me, and that would push me through at least a few laps of feeling great. And at that point, I knew it was only going to be a lap or 2 to go, and at that point, it's just pure adrenaline and whatever you have left. So yeah, I mean, it was a move that it wasn't planned out at all. My legs just felt good. My coach told me before the race, like, if you have a moment where everything lines up and you feel like it's your time, just get after it. And so that was what I did, surrounded by some of the most talented coaches, both at Drake and now in my post-collegiate career. And they're people that believe in doing things the right way. They're coaches that really believe in a system of longevity over hot flashes in the pan. And that's something that I've thrived off of ever since I've been a runner. And so I think for me, it's been this slow build over time, and then every once in a while I see a huge jump. So like tonight, obviously a huge jump. Qualifying for the NCAA championships my junior year was a huge jump. And that night felt very similar to tonight. It was a muggy night in Lawrence, Kansas, where I had a lot of family and friends in town. And I just stuck around and put my neck in that race and came out with the bid to nationals. And it feels a whole lot like tonight did, and tonight was a U.S. championship, and that was an NCAA preliminary round. So just to rise to the level of that competition is something I've always strived to do, and the more experience I get at this level, I think it's something you're going to see me doing more and more often. So it's exciting, but there's more there for sure.